tell me if you've heard this one before, and we could decide later if we use it or not.
No, we won't. If we don't use it, it's going into the bits at the end. Remember that.
Probably, yeah. What do
Unless
you get?
You're not recording.
No, I'm recording. We've got to record.
Oh, okay.
What do you get when you combine a plane accident with a car wreck?
Plane accident with a car wreck.
Yep.
I definitely haven't heard this one before, so I don't know.
Casket funeral.
Oh, jeez. You're right, that's dark.
Just a
At
little
least
bit.
the least the one I heard this week was a little bit more upbeat.
Oh, and what was that one?
It wasn't really a joke. It was an experience I had. I went to a zoo the other day, and it just had dogs in it. It was a Shih Tzu.
Boom.
Yeah, see, not as dark, but you know.
Oh my God, it's the start of a new year and a whole new podcast, and we're supposed to be all excited and all revved up for something new, and we start off with the lamest dad joke ever. Editing Lucas here. Something tells me I'm going to have to intervene quite a few times this year. Back to you, boys.
That's a bad dad joke.
That's a terrible dad
That's the
joke.
kind of that's the dad jokes that only dads can tell to each other. Like, you can't tell that to your kids, at least not until they're older. The ones you tell them when they're like
to understand and roll their eyes.
They're late teens, so they're just like, "Oh, Dad,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, shit, your jokes."
Well, let's get this level of lunacy started, shall we?
3, 2, 1, 0.
We recommend wearing headphones. This
is the Aussie Gamers
experience. News, reviews, and outlandish fun. Experience it all.
Welcome to episode 244 of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. Today is Monday the 4th of February 2019. I am your host Snoogs, and keeping me in check this week is my good mate and co-host Grejio. How are you,
What's up?
mate?
Good, man.
Welcome back for 2019.
I know, this is good. I feel good. You feel good?
I'm feeling good.
Did you have a good break?
I did. It was quite refreshing. Lots of time with the family. It was good, but then I had to go back to that whole work thing, you know.
Yeah. That that's never good. But what are you gonna do? You got to pay the bills.
How about yourself, mate?
Yeah, good, man. My break was good. Like once again, family and friends and all that good stuff. This week, just gone. Like yesterday, I got to sit and watch the Bathurst 12-hour. That was good fun.
I got to watch bits of it.
Yeah, no, it was a really good one too. Yeah, no, you went up on the Saturday. I didn't. I was going to, but the reason that I'm flying solo and Rem's not here today, she's not feeling well. But there was also the reason that we couldn't go on the Saturday. But these things happen. She needed me more than the cars did. So.
Although the cars, that was nice, so nice and noisy, and the smell. And there was, unfortunately, there was no one there on the Saturday. I've got a few photos. I sent you a couple over the weekend, and I've got a few photos that I sent to my wife of me with all my friends, literally sitting on the hill by myself. And
it was supposed to be more of us, I promise.
There was supposed to be more there. I reckon there was more at the shopping centre yesterday. But other than that, mate, it was a top day up there. Yeah,
and like I said,
this time of year.
Really good race. Like a very good race, like very close. Like so they broke the lap count record. So previously in 12 hours they've done 298. I think was the previous record.
Yep,
somewhere around there. They did 313 laps this year.
They were booking.
So they were like a lot of 100 laps worth of green flag racing with no safety car at one point in time. That's pretty epic. And the top 6 places all within half a minute of each other by the end of it. That's really close for that long of racing. I enjoyed it. My my oldest sat with me, and he watched most of it with me.
Cool.
In between, looking after all the kidlets and the sick Rem. But yeah,
I got to watch a little bit in the morning, and I got to watch the last couple of hours. And the whole time, my kids didn't like it.
Yeah, you need new kids.
Well, for those of you listening along, you may have noticed a slight change at the start. We are now the Aussie Gamers Experience. So over the break, we all got together and decided to have a bit of a tweak of Aussie Gamers Express. We've been Aussie Gamers Express since 2012, and this year we just thought to change things up a bit. We've all sort of grown, and we've each got our own desires and direction that we want things to go. And we talk more and more about the experience of gaming. So that's something we want to look at passing on. And that's probably the best way to explain it, I think. It's at the core, there's no real change there, but it's just about rebranding and bringing a bit more of a different sort of name into how we're doing things. We're not trying to express stuff through and rush it anymore. It's about that experience.
We're definitely not express anymore. Our shows are like blowing out to 2 hours a piece now. That's not very express, but
some of them can.
But yeah, agreed. That's kind of what we're about. And the experience is definitely more what we're worried about these days than a score or anything else. We generally don't score anything, or we just go, look, this is the experience we had. Tell us the experience you guys had. If you disagree with us or agree with us. But yeah, and I think that's more important. Like, scores can be very arbitrary these days. You're all looking for the 10 out of 10, and you know what that means. Someone paid a lot of money. But in all seriousness, like there's 10 out of 10 games in last year that we sort of, those big number games that we turned around and said, look, the experience for us wasn't that. But then there were some other lower ranked games that we thought were amazing.
Exactly.
So,
all right. Well, there's going to be a couple of little tweaks with the show. We're more about just getting information across at the moment. There's going to be some ongoing tweaks throughout the year when we find, what works, what we enjoy, what we want to change, what we want to do. And, of course, you, the listeners, are a big part of that. We want to hear your thoughts and your ideas on all of that. So hit us up through any of our social media stuff and let us know what you think. And, of course, we'll take that on board. We all read it, and it'll all be incorporated into what we do. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's show. All right, mate. Started off with a bit of history lesson. This week in gaming, we are going back 18 years. 18 years. That's
18 years.
Shocking, isn't it?
How old was I? I don't know. 18.
Don't start that because I was still older. 18 years. So the year 2000, The Sims was released. The very original Sims. Created by Maxis and published by EA, it has sold nearly 200 million copies worldwide. It's now classed as one of the best-selling video game series of all time.
There you go. That's when we all started to get our little God syndromes on.
Our little God syndromes. There is a complete...
They blew up pretty quick.
Yeah. The God complex really come in quick. I think there's a complete subreddit into weird and twisted shit that you do with your Sims.
Yeah.
And some of it is very dark. Hysterical, but very dark.
I don't think I've in the last 10 years, let's put it this way, in the last 10 years, I don't think I've played a single Sims game seriously.
I don't think I ever have.
Yeah. I mean, I think I tried it once, and then I was like, why would anyone do this? Why would you just pump in cheat codes and then do whatever the hell you like? That seems like a better idea.
Yeah.
Instead of it being a simulation of life, a simulation of being God. There we go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's been we're up to Sims 4 as main game now, and there's been some 50 plus different add-ons.
I know, and some of them have been pretty sketchy.
They've been out there, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so there you go. That was This Week in Gaming. The Sims was released way back in 2000 and still going strong. No sign of slowing down.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, let's jump into Game Talk. All right, mate. We've been having some very good gaming sessions. We've had quite a few weeks off to play and carry on. And that's been part of the fun. So how about we go to some old faithful first? Tell us what you've been doing in Forza Horizon 4.
Pretty much the same as I was doing last year. But
Has any DLC come out yet?
Well, there was Fortune Island just before we went on break.
Yeah, anything else other than that one?
So there's some rumors that the next one's coming, but nothing solid. We don't know what it is. We don't have a date. There's just it's coming kind of scenario. So yeah, but when I find out what it is, trust me, you guys will be the first to know. I'm gonna be on that. But yeah, for the most part, lots of liveries. My Instagram, it's I decided 2019 I was actually going to push it a bit harder this time. I used to be doing like every weekend I do a post just of what I was doing that week. Over the break, I have smashed out a fair amount of liveries and nice looking cars. Got myself quite a hefty database of stuff, and I'm gonna drip feed it on, every second or third day I'll put something up, just of something that I've done or I'm doing. Some of it doesn't need to be shown straight away. Some of it can be drip fed, but stuff that I think is important for the time, I'll put it out. And yeah, I'm just trying something different for 2019. I'm impressed with the people that are following and showing me love. Thank you to all those people. Those that haven't yet, Grejio XBL, that's where you find me on Instagram. Come check it out. I'm even thinking maybe throughout the year I might chuck up some stuff on Aussie Gamers Facebook. Just get people's juices flowing. If they like it, they can come and check out more on Instagram or play the game. Come and talk to me on the game. Play the game with me. That'd be cool.
Yeah, just not when he's creating though, because then it just goes quiet and you hear tick, 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 shit.
Yeah, I'm also thinking if anyone's interested, and I'm not sure whether I'll do it yet, but if I get enough people saying, "Hey, I'd like to see that," I might do some like Twitch or Mixer stuff while I'm creating, so people can see how I do it, and they'll be long, but you can come in.
I reckon
a
lot of people would see it. Yeah,
yeah, like, just to see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and yeah, get an appreciation for how long it takes. Some of it, so yeah, it
definitely gets in there. Well, mate, speaking of some ongoing games, I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege.
I've noticed that. You've been sieging up.
I have been. They've got a new. It's a road to something. I haven't really paid a lot of attention to it.
I just play it. I don't care.
I just do. I like to just jump in there, and I've been very blessed with a few people on the Xbox that have the copy, and Stick Figure and a few of his mates have been jumping in and sort of said, "Yeah, come on, Pat, let's go and have a go." We've also got Az, who's been jumping in as well with us, and Kaza actually had a run around with me over on the PS4, which is good. It's one of those things where on the PlayStation I'm level 70 odd, and on the Xbox I've just gone past level 20. So it's quite funny. I get into games where there's a lot of people that are higher ranked on the Xbox, and they just kick me straight away. Like, oh, okay, because my rank's not high enough for them. All right, fair enough. And then you go over on the PlayStation, you get some it's very different. I find I do a lot better on the Xbox, and I think because it's more often that I'm playing with a team on the Xbox, and the PS4. I guess I'm getting put into the people with those higher sort of ranks and whatnot, so I'm just getting owned because I don't play it enough. But yeah,
possibly
lots of fun.
it's possible. So I've found it's not unique to just that game. There's a couple of games that I feel are like that. The PvP elements of games tend to be just that little bit more. I don't know. They just play better on Xbox than they do on PlayStation.
I don't know if it's better. I think it's different. And the
players
they're
clearly different, and the players are different. I guess that's what I'm saying. But I know it was the same with Destiny. Like all the guys that had it on both consoles, they said we used to go and play on Xbox, and then as soon as we went to PlayStation 2, we just own everyone because the level just seemed to be very different on PS as it was to Xbox, which is weird because that had an exclusivity deal with PlayStation. That was supposed to be PlayStation's bag, but I don't know. But anyway, it seems to be. It's just one of those things I've noticed. That the online PvP parts of games
there's
are very different across the two consoles. Yeah,
indeed. All right, mate. Well, a game that you've been putting a lot of time into, Spin Tires.
Oh my goodness, I love this game. I can't believe how much I love this game.
This is the Mud Runner game, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's Spin Tires Mud Runner. Yeah. So there's a couple of Spin Tires games, and this is the Mud Running one. So it's the same as the original Spin Tires, which I believe Lucas has done it came out a while ago, and Lucas did a review on it way back when.
On PC.
On PC. And it was a bit clunky back then. The Mud Runner has kind of simplified the objectives a bit, given it a bit more focus on what you do, and its playability is a bit better. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Rem walked through and distracted me.
Put some pants on.
Sorry. Yeah, put some pants on. Anyway. You talking to me? Anyway. Sorry. So, for those that don't know what Spin Tires is, essentially it's an off-roading kind of simulator. You're set in, Russia, in, the back of nowhere Russia, and the objective is that you have timber mills that need lumber, and you have to use all your all-terrain vehicles to try and get logs from the logging yard to the timber mill. Now, you can start off in a little four-wheel drive and drive around, pick up all the what they call waypoints, which reveal the map for you because it's all covered up in black and you don't know where anything is or what stuff they're doing. It just shows you where the waypoints are and you have to get to them. So you use a four-wheel drive to get to them. And then you use bigger and better trucks to go pick up the timber. If you damage your trucks, you can use other trucks as repair vehicles to go out and repair them, or refueling trucks, or there's garages which operate as base of operations and where you can repair your trucks if you can get them back there. So you don't have to worry about, necessarily driving another truck out there. If you can limp home, you can repair the truck at the garage. But you have to unlock them, and you have to take garage points to unlock them. So once again, you have to deliver them with trucks, and the mechanics are really good. The mud, there's all different types of terrain to deal with, like roads, both sealed and non-sealed. Then there's just mud tracks. Then there's just no tracks, bogs, rivers, and I mean from creeks to full wide rivers that you have to sort of traverse across. You have the option, and you can change it on the fly. You have an automatic gearbox, but you can slip. The automatic gearbox is actually part of a manual gearbox. You just select A for auto and it runs, or you can then select gears manually if you wish. And you'll have a reverse gear, first gear, which can then be broken up into 3 separate gears for like crawler gears, and then you have like an overdrive gear. I haven't worked out where you use the overdrive gear yet. I've never really needed it, so I don't bother with it. But I do use the crawler gears. They do come in handy, especially when you get in the mud. If you got in auto and the wheels are spinning, you just churn up mud, lock it into a low gear, and you tend to crawl out. On top of that, you have activated all-wheel drive and diff locks you can activate depending on the vehicle. Sometimes,
cool. Some pretty full on.
Sometimes the vehicles just come with diff locks already set or all-wheel drive already set or whatever, but you can turn them on and off depending on the vehicles. And the vehicles range from, like I said, like small little Land Rover-y four-wheel drives to semi-truck, like Pantac trucks, to semi-trailers, to like those big Russian ex-military missile sort of recovery vehicle kind of things.
And you're playing this on the Xbox?
Yeah, I'm playing this on the Xbox.
Is that on Game Pass?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm going to be honest. It was sitting on, I think it was one that Rem picked up.
Okay.
For Thomas, because he loves all things truck related kind of thing.
G'day, Editing Lucas here once again. Just to confirm, yes, Spin Tires Mud Runners is available on Game Pass on the Xbox One. Thank you very much. Back to the show.
So I'm not sure where it came from. I'm going to be honest.
It's there somewhere.
But
all that matters is it's there.
It was on there, and I went, oh, that's on here. Oh, I've got nothing better to do. I'll play this.
40 hours later, yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is nabbed me. So yeah, look, and I've like finished just today. I finished the last map. I've already downloaded the 2 DLCs that are attached to it because I'm going to play the snot out of it.
Good.
I've like done a lot of the trophies. I've been trophy hunting in this. And as soon as I start trophy hunting, I know how much I love the game. Because there's a lot of games now I don't even bother with it. I play it and then I'm done. But yeah, Spin Tires is on Game Pass. So
awesome.
So it's free. If you've got a Game Pass, check it out because like if you like that kind of it is a mundane game. If you don't like this kind of thing, it's going to be a mundane game. You'll probably play one mission and go, all right, that was slow, that was boring, I'm done. But for me, the mechanics and how well in depth they are, they just hook me because I'm a car dude. I like that kind of thing. And it's just really well done. The people that have put it together have done a really good job.
Awesome. Well, let's pull some new stuff out, hey?
Yeah,
so
totally.
I've got something that's not released yet. Well, we've got 2 things that aren't released yet. One that is released, which I'm going to talk about right now, which is Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown. So Ace Combat game's been around for, I think 20 years or something. It's a massive game. I actually didn't realise it was as big as it was. I haven't played it since I think the last time I played on Ace Combat was back on PC and absolutely loved it. This Ace Combat is on everything, but the most fun is that it has PlayStation VR support for a couple of missions. Oh, have you ever thought that VR was a vomit simulator? You have got nothing. I am a bit of an adrenaline junkie with that sort of stuff. I love that feeling of the stomach churn. And the first time I took off from an aircraft carrier and I went, oh, this is awesome. And I did a barrel roll and everything went,
had the pause. All right.
And I sort of went,
stuck some air.
Ooh, that's not right. Yeah, I did the big deep breaths. And absolutely brilliant. The game itself, very over the top, as a lot of Bandai Namco stuff is, and it's pretty much 2 warring countries, continents, regimes, whatever you want to call them, going about each other. One of them's got advanced warfare, one of them's got planes. The advanced stuff's got a lot of drones that it's positioned throughout, to have this strike. Yeah, Ace Combat 7, running on the PS4 Pro. There is a review that's up on www.theagexp.com. And it's only a written review because really my PC's been playing up when trying to do video. But I have done a lot of streaming in regards to it over on Snoogervision on Twitch. There's a lot of video up over there. I've got any requests where people want to see it, just hit us up and I'll do another stream. Can't get enough of it. Controls brilliantly. The gameplay, the multiplayer even is a lot of fun. Damn hard. Especially, there's a battle royale version of the multiplayer where
wow.
It's insane. It's absolutely, you've got all the team deathmatch, straight out deathmatch sort of stuff, and just the way that these people fly is unbelievable. Like I know it's only a game, but watching the sort of stuff that they do in these planes, when I thought, I'm not the best, but I'm okay. I'm getting through the story quite easily. You go into multiplayer, and I just get mopped.
Yeah. So how many people in the battle royale mode?
I think it's only small. I think it's 8.
Yeah, still, that's 8 planes. That's still I was envisioning 50, and I'm like, oh god, that's a lot of planes.
No. There's 8, but it's in maybe a kilometre's worth of airspace.
An ever tightening sphere.
Yeah, it's and it's one of those things where it has. You've still got terrain as well that you've got to. So not only do you have to watch out, and it's not flat, so it's not flat ground or slightly hilly ground. It's like you'll fly down through the clouds, and there'll just be this rocky outcrop just sticking up out of the ground, and you've got to try and get around that as well, and you sort of use that all to your advantage.
Yeah,
and just go and use all that too. One of the big things to actually point out too is the clouds. The clouds, not only do they look beautiful and fluffy, and you fly through them and you get water on the canopy, they're actually like a strategic thing, because if you get a missile locked onto you, you can duck into the clouds, and it gives you a bit of an edge to actually lose the missile.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in real life, but
yeah, I know.
Okay. I was like, strategically they lose visual sight of you. Yeah, you can get away from other players, but missiles, no. I don't think that's how
they sort of lose their lock on you, so to speak. So
it's clearly relying on like an IR visual.
Like that, yeah.
Yep.
Either way, check out the review on the website as I work out the bugs and whatnot with my video editing. There'll be something going up, but for now,
actually, no IR. The other one, I can't remember what's called, like a radar kind of thing.
Okay, that one. Yep. Cool.
IR would make the clouds not there, essentially. Anyway,
well,
sorry.
I'll let you pick the next one. We've got Anthem. We'll leave the other one for you to last. Anthem or Rage 2? Which one do you want to talk about more?
Well, I'll let you talk about Rage, because I still haven't played it yet.
No. Nobody has.
This month. Yeah, you have. So, because the next one we can talk about together. So, how about you? Anthem we can talk about together. So, why don't you knock over Rage, and then we can have a better discussion about Anthem.
Rage 2. Easiest way to explain Rage 2. I played a very early build. Still got a lot of polishing to be done. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't really need it.
Yeah, right.
It played a little bit sketchy in parts, but again, early build. The best way to describe it was if you took Doom Guy and put him in Fallout 4, and then took a whole lot of LSD. And then you'd have Rage 2. And I don't think I can really think of any better way to put it together. It was fantastic. It was so much fun. You know, the gameplay, it all feels very familiar. I never really got into Rage, but the gameplay itself, it feels fluid. There's a lot of movement. There's a good bit of story there that I got to play through as well. Visually stunning, absolutely stunning. The cars are sort of Frankenstein together. It gives you that bit of Mad Max feel as well. You know, that whole post-apocalyptic with a ton of neon. Just good, fun, over the top, explosions aplenty, gore, just brilliant fun. That's probably the easiest way to play it. It's just good old-fashioned fun. And I know you're looking forward to it.
Look, I am. I think, like I said, the two games I was looking forward to the most this year were Anthem and Rage 2.
Yep.
And I think Rage 2 at the moment is the one that's I'm looking forward the most. So yeah, no, look, I really liked the first Rage. I mean, it copped a lot of flack back in the day, and I get why. For as many things that it had that were amazing, there were some downsides to it as well. But I'm hoping that it's been a long enough time where I don't remember the story massively from the first one. I'm not going back to check it out purely for the fact that there's a good chance they might just the congruency may not add up, and I don't want to detract.
Well.
Yeah, no, I don't want to detract from me playing Rage 2 and go, oh, well, that didn't add up, and they've just rewritten that because that's too hard, or I'm just going to come into Rage 2, play it as it is, and enjoy it for that kind of thing. Because I feel like this is a bit more of a reboot than a true sequel. It is a sequel, but I think it's a bit more of a rebooty sequel than a straight predecessor. I don't know. We'll find out.
We will find out. I can't comment on that only because I haven't played the first one, or if I did, I may have played it with you back in the day, but I can't really remember it, so it mustn't have left much of an impression on me. But I can't really pick anything negative for this one. It was fun to play. I was the only person in the session that seemed to crash his. I don't know how I did that, but I did it. But again, that was, not a negative. It's just that's the build that we had. It was very early on, and I just can't wait to have a bit of a crack. It looks massive as well. Like even what we got to play, I got to play about probably about an hour and a half worth of story and sort of exploration. And you know what I'm like. It's squirrel.
Yep.
And there was a few of those moments, so I tried to focus and push through the story. And there's things like you go into an area and you've got to go and get some fame. So what you do is you go and take part in a TV show. The TV show, though, is killing mutants. So you've got all these mutants that jump out at you, and you've got to take them out for the cameras. And then you've got another one where you're racing, and, it's pretty much no holds barred racing. And it's just all within this world, and it's this massive open area that you can just go anywhere and play, and it just looks to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, see, there's a lot of throwbacks to the first game in that, like all those things you could do in the first one. There was the sort of the carnage of the TV shows that you could do, and the racing, and they just weren't very fleshed out in the first game. So yeah, I kind of felt like Borderlands. Actually, I think when Borderlands came out, I actually felt when I played it, I went, "There's a lot of rage in Borderlands." Because it did very similar things. So there was still the sort of the game shows and the car racing and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway.
I must admit, I was a bit skeptical about the powers. Like you've got this sort of...
I won't lie, I was a bit too. when I saw it.
So intuitive.
Yep.
And awesome. Just
yeah, right.
Brilliant. Love it.
Yeah, cool.
All right, mate. Well, this past weekend and last weekend
Before, yep,
we've had the Anthem demo. Now, let's not talk about the first weekend, because even at, is it BioWare?
Yeah.
Yep. Even at their own device, it was a bit of a shit fight. It didn't go well, so we'll scrub past that one. The last couple of days, I think you've had a bit more of a play than I have. I haven't been able to get onto it, just time constraints, and when I did get on, it decided to. I don't know what it decided to do.
Yeah, I'm going to say this game doesn't like you for whatever reason. It really doesn't want you to like it.
It did not like
gotten that
me
impression.
I had the load screen issue last weekend, and then this weekend my first boot up was fine when I was running around by myself, and I did some stuff with the robot thing. What do they call it?
Javelin.
The javelin. Yeah, did some stuff with that, changed a few bits and pieces, had a bit of a play with colours, made it look like Iron Man, because that's what you do. And then I jumped into a game with everybody else, with you guys, and my frames per second dropped down to about 15, and I reckon my resolution was 576i if I was lucky.
Yep.
It was unplayable. I'm not one to whinge about dips in frame rate because I don't usually pick it up, but this one was like a solid something had turned off.
Yep.
And I don't know what it was. I tried to back out of the party and jump back in, didn't work, had to turn off the game and actually shut the game all the way down and then restart it and jump back in, and then it was all right until we come out of another area, and then it went back to doing it, and I went, that's it, I'm done. See you later.
Yep.
But tell us about your experience, mate, because you're along the same sort of lines as Lucas, I believe. You've been singing the praise.
Yeah, look, well, for me, like I played it that first weekend with the VIP thing, and yeah, it was bad. Like I didn't have this. Look, I had a pretty good weekend there too. I won't say it was good, but it was better than what some people were having. Like they had issues where, enemies were lagging out, spawning in at wrong times, and doing weird stuff. They had the load screen problem where it would just sort of look like it was frozen and wasn't doing anything, and you'd be there for sitting there forever waiting for something to happen. And then the connectivity issue where you just drop out after waiting all that time, kind of thing. Then when I came and played it this weekend just past, a lot of those issues for me were gone. I didn't have a load screen problem. I had a connectivity issue maybe 4 times.
All right.
I think I got booted twice while I was just in the forge playing around with the javelin, changing bits on it, and twice while I was in a mission. But that was over the course of good several hours. I got a really good red hot poke. Like I played all the missions, all the story missions, and then I played the Stronghold mission about half a dozen times. And then I had 2 free play sessions. So I got a lot done. So the game itself, let's put it this way. I want to love this game. I play it, I want to love it. But I feel like my exes burnt me and ruined me for other people. Right? I am skeptical of this game because it feels like Destiny. It feels like Destiny. It plays a bit like Destiny. It has a Destiny feel about it, and I have this bad feeling that if I sink money into it, I know. There's a lot about this.
Yeah.
There's a lot about this that just makes it feel like a Destiny clone. Now, who cares? If they can do a better job than Bungie at making a Destiny game, then by all means. give it a red hot poke, but it feels that way. And my fear is I'll sink the money into it, and 2 weeks later I realize that I've done everything. There's nothing left to do. It's just grind. It's just boring, and I'm waiting for more new content for the next 4 months, kind of thing.
Well,
so there, I have that issue.
It's going to be that. It's going to have its main story, and then it's going to have, end game content.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to it, and it just hasn't gelled with me. Whether it be because of the issues I've had, or whether it's just the play style, it just hasn't gelled. The game itself, I do think there is a good base there. There is a lot of promise with it, and for someone like Lucas, it's right up his alley. It may have the grind, it may have all this sort of stuff, but it also has that very techie side of it, which is all that futuristic style. You throw that sort of futurism and what's the other thing, sci-fi sort of stuff in, and you've got Luke hook, line, and sinker. So he's put together a bit of a video in regards to his thoughts, which is over on our YouTube channel. So make sure you go and check that out. Leave a thumbs up, or if you don't like it, leave a thumbs down. Either way, it tells people about it. So please hit one of them. Be nice though, hit the thumbs up, because it's a good video, and he's enjoying it. Me, I think my grind's going to go towards the Division more so.
Oh look, Lucas and I had a discussion about this the other day. Part of the reason that this isn't, we're hearing more from you in a positive sense is we go, as much as you might want to like this, really your heart's already been stolen by another game of the same type.
Yeah, that's less than a month later.
Which is less than a month later.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that make me feel make me wary about this game.
Do you think it's a decent base though? Like, has it got
totally?
Has it got the direction to go?
What I played was super fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I enjoyed the hell out of it. But there's just warning signs. Like, you look at the release schedule. They need a chart so people can work out when they can play the damn game. The demo was really a beta, which is, to be fair, the opposite of what Fallout 76 did, which was they called it a beta, and really it was just a demo. And then, it's EA. We know.
Have the best track record, do they? They
don't have the best track record. To be fair, if they can't get a microtransaction system to work in this game, they're going to drop it like a hot potato like they do everything else. So unless you're willing to pour money into this game, hand over fist, I have this bad feeling that it's gonna run out of steam real quick for you.
Well, we've got 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks until it's released. So I think time will tell.
And about 4 before I even look at buying it.
Well, keep an eye out.
I'm serious. I'm serious. As much as I want to love this game, I'm definitely not pre-ordering it, and I'm definitely not buying it day one. I'm going to give it time to settle, so I can see where the chips fall with this one. Get
those early glitches out of the way. Well, make sure you keep an eye out for it here. We'll tee something up with Lucas to either get him on or get him to throw a little piece in for Anthem once it goes live to let us know what he thinks. And we'll go on from there. But, mate, last but not least that we do have on our gaming schedule, the 4 of us, so myself, yourself, Rem, and Lucas all got together and had a bit of a game day, a bit of a late Christmas party for age, if you will. And we made the trek into the city, the good old city of Sydney, and did virtual reality zombie hunting at Simosity.
Yeah.
Now, mate, I've got to be brutally honest here. I wasn't expecting what we got.
To be fair, neither was I.
I had so much fun.
Yeah, look, I had a lot more fun than I thought I was going to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I dicked around a lot more than I thought I was going to, too.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Everyone was like, no, you just don't dick around because you're just too busy concentrating on the game. And like, no, you have no idea how much I'm happy to break immersion just to fuck with this thing. And I did.
Mm. There was a few times. So for those who don't know, Simosity is a virtual reality experience where you put on a backpack, you've got the VR goggles and headset, you hold pretty much a full-size gun, and you're let loose to walk around this empty room, but you're inside of a video game. Now, you get the four of us playing anything together, and we're a little bit...
We're going to have fun.
We have fun. There's no two ways really to say it. It was quite amusing when you look at other people that were playing, and they were all very quiet and very sedate, and we didn't shut up the whole time that we were doing
we were yelling at each other and,
and
talking bollocks.
talking smack.
Yeah.
Going to everyone, what are you doing? Oh, look at this, look at my wrist.
yeah, holding my gun in front of me and going, oh, my wrist is broken.
And just being gooses. I
think we were in the game for like 30 seconds. And I was like, all right, I walked through the gate. And Lucas is like, what are you doing behind the gate? And I just walked through it.
He found a glitch. Cheating.
Yeah, I typed in ID clip before I started. You guys are dumb if you didn't.
Yep. So we had a lot of fun. And it's like you do have the option, if you want to, you can just walk off. You can do what you can walk anywhere. But
yeah,
you're that immersed into it because you do have a hold of a gun. You are walking around. You've got zombies and crap jumping out at you. You've got people in your mates, around you, which you can see, digitally, but you get this sense of where everyone is around you physically as well. You sort of start to pick up on everyone after a while, and that bit where you have to walk out across the tiled roof.
Yep.
I had to close my eyes. I could not physically do it. We were standing in a room on a carpeted floor, and my brain...
This is solid concrete floor. Solid concrete floor.
Well, either way, my brain would not physically allow me to step out onto a ledge in the game.
Yep.
And so...
Whereas I...
You walked
and
off.
I'm going to say, it was difficult because I had no idea how the game was going to react. I didn't know if I was going to fall, and then I was just going to fall on the floor or what. But I was just like, all right, I'm committed to this. I looked at the horizon, and I stepped out, and oh my goodness, I won't lie, I probably squealed a bit.
You did.
In the process.
You were doing that.
Yeah, I was like, this is started.
Right.
This is not good kind of scenario. And I was just...
I had Rem behind me hitting me with the gun, trying to push me forward.
Yeah, so I walked out 2 paces off the ledge and stood in the middle of nothing, and then was completely bewildered by that. And then walked back in because Lucas was already on his way going, come on!
No, do you remember what he was doing first up? He's yelling out to us, look over here. And he squatted down as if he was sitting on the crapper. Because when you walk over the other side, you walk into a bathroom.
I missed that one. But
you missed that bit, but that's what he was doing.
I missed that bit, yeah.
Oh, so,
but yeah, lots of fun.
Loads of fun.
And, like, it's not short either. Like,
it's half an hour,
we were playing for about half an hour. And the stats come up. I walked half a K. By the time we'd finished playing, I walked half a K.
700 meters or something.
No, it wasn't quite that far. It was half a K. It was just under half a K. It was like 480 meters, something like that. But like, we were sweating. Like we were you were just drowned. Like,
Yeah.
by the time you were done.
It was done. It was like, do you want to take a photo? No. I don't want people
We
to see
did,
me
but-
like this. We did get
We
one.
did, but
It was just when we were in no shape.
we should have done it at the beginning. Just going, yeah, we need to do this beforehand while we still look good.
Yeah.
Not like
Not-
asthmatic,
not drowned
unfit
rats.
bastards we are.
Yeah. So yes, that is at Haymarket. Is that where it is? Haymarket in the city.
And above the markets.
Above the Paddy's markets or whatever they're called now. Yeah, so they're in there. Well worth it. Check out the website. I think Luke's done a few things here and there in regards to it, or check out Samosity on Facebook. You'll see all about it.
Mm.
Brilliant.
It was
It was so much fun.
so much fun. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh, indeed.
Oh, and then we followed it up by playing Halo
Oh yeah, that 4-person Halo sit in the car and shoot stuff.
arcade game. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we played that. It was pretty cool.
which I won.
You did.
I did, and then I beat you at a race.
You did.
Beginner's luck. I was ready to retire, and then that other
You
bloke
just
come
picked me
along.
right at the end.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
That other bloke come
Yeah.
along, and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't realise we were racing for sheep stations.
Well,
He went a little bit crazy. Good on him. You know, he smacked me. In
I
the
looked at
end.
his stats, man. He has over 100 wins.
Yeah, so that's
I can't imagine how much money he's pumped into that machine. I'm just going to put it out there.
good on
It's a
him.
lot of money.
Got to have a hobby.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump into some news stuff, mate. So some news items. I'm going to lead off with news items because I've got something that's going to sound one way, but it's really not. All right.
Okay.
Last week,
Mm-hmm.
Xbox Live went down, and then it went up, and then it went down, and then it went up, and then it went down. It went yo-yo for quite a few days,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a lot of outcry. It bricked a lot of Xboxes the world over. Saw some people on Reddit, Twitter that actually took their Xboxes back to the store because they thought there was something wrong. People hard reset their Xboxes thinking that was the problem, and it caused a lot of issue. But good old Major Nelson, I have to tip my hat to Xbox on this one because it was a major disruption for the gaming service that is touted as by a lot of people as a bulletproof service.
Mm-hmm.
And Major Nelson, Phil Spencer, they were all exceptionally active. Anyone that that's around the Xbox world, we're all active on social media. We're all telling people, we're all sending out, retweeting the updates from the Xbox helpline, and they were just keeping people informed the whole way through, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. You usually
Totally.
get this massive outcry of people that you do get left in the dark, and a lot of times if it's down for 4 or 5 hours, no one sort of comes up and says anything about it. But these guys were all over it, and congratulations to them because I saw a lot of replies, and to Major Nelson being the main one that I saw, and I was like, oh sweet, all right, well just let us know when it's up again. I'm like, really? Did I step into a different dimension, or what's going on here? People are being nice.
But see, this is a lesson that people need to learn, that companies need to learn. When you're transparent, when you accept responsibility, and when you open dialogue and keep it open.
Yep, 100%.
People are okay. People go, oh, look, mistakes are made.
Yeah.
You're not perfect. You're not perfect. We know that it's impossible to be perfect, but we accept you because you're just being open and honest with us.
100%.
There's no spin. There's no bullshit. There's no hate. You just keep it open and honest, and good things happen.
Exactly, mate. And that's why I say it again. Hats off to them. Well done. It's all fixed up and running. There was a slight hiccup today that I saw, but it was nothing major. They had it back up and going pretty well. So no details that I've seen on the reason behind it. It's probably just a server issue somewhere. But mate, all right, let's have a look at one of your bits of news. Now, be nice, or I'm going to put a timer on. And
I am purely going to state fact. I'm not gonna. I'm literally. I don't have to put any spin. I don't have to put any hate in this. This is of their own making.
Yep. All right, mate.
All right.
Tell me about the wonderful
crapshoot.
I can't believe
that is Fallout
this.
76.
Yeah. Tell us what's been going on in the world of Fallout 76.
Right. So, a lot has happened over the break. And I mean a lot. To the point where I've almost made it a hobby to keep track of all this. Because it's just... The timeline is amazing. I could not... If you'd asked me 12 months ago whether the Bethesda was actually capable of taking all the goodwill they had made, put it through a mincer, and then burnt it, I would not have believed you. But that's pretty much what they're doing.
Okay. Facts. Remember? Facts.
Facts. Look... All right. Facts. Sorry.
Bring in the rant. Come on. No. All right.
All right. No. It's all good. I'm just prefacing. All right.
Okay.
So, besides the fact that this game had a pretty rough start to begin with, right? The fact that it was...
Yeah, it had a slight hiccup.
Using the old engine, it had PC frame rate issues were used as glitches and all sorts of weird and wonderful things, right?
Mm-hmm.
They moved on to bigger and better things, like the holiday bundle emotes package and skins in the Atomic Shop. So this was the first sign of things going bad. They had an emotes pack, a Christmas emotes pack, which was 20 odd bucks, something along those lines. Now, when people bought them, it didn't change the emotes whatsoever. It just changed the icons that emotes had to Christmas theme. For 24 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming. Then on top of that, they had a thing where all the Christmas themed skins were discounted, but when it was all found out and people started crying bollocks, and it was investigated because people were starting to go, we need to get consumer affairs onto this. They admitted to the fact that actually these were just the normal prices, and they just inflated them to discount them. Okay. Once again, that's an illegal business practice, but hey, let's just move on. Data miners found that loot boxes were in the context, and while loot boxes had been discussed, what was in those loot boxes were told that it would be purely cosmetic and all the same spin that we get told on every game. But when data miners dug it up, the loot boxes were available to be bought in the Atomic Shop, which was something that was said wasn't going to happen. Mm-hmm. And some of the content that was in these loot boxes were game changing. So essentially pay to win mechanics.
Yes.
Essentially.
There's a few more powerful weapons, I believe, as well.
Yeah, so there was more powerful weapons and like game mods that gave you like damage buffs and stuff like that. Then we came to what I thought was going to be a positive story, which was once again modders came to rescue Bethesda by fixing their game. Turns out that no, that's not a good story, because Bethesda started banning these people for using mods in games. Now, not a problem in every other Bethesda game, but because this is an online game and the fact that there are mods that can change how the game plays against other people who don't have these mods, it could be exploited by people wanting to cheat, right? Like auto aims and stuff like that. So they just started banning modders left, right, and center. Not actually looking at the content and their mods, just banning them for mods.
Yep.
Now, if that wasn't insult enough, to get...
Here it comes. Yep.
To get your case reviewed, Bethesda said for that to happen, you had to give them a written essay about why mods in online games is considered as cheating and how that affects online gaming. Essentially wanting you to do homework to get your ban revoked.
Yeah.
So we're really starting to spiral at this point, and I'm not even halfway. Let's not start with the canvas bag, nylon bag
let's just
scenario.
skip past that altogether.
Let's skip past the fact that the Nuka-Cola dark bottles weren't exactly bottles and just plastic containers. And let's
Filled
not
with
start
cheap
with
rum.
It's filled with cheap rum. You know what? There's actually a really funny line that Bethesda threw out at the Nuka Dark situation, which I thought was hilarious. They said that they were delaying. So one of the reasons that, for those that don't know, essentially these came in like a Nuka-Cola style bottle, rocket-shaped bottle. And everyone thought that was a bottle.
Like a Nuka-Cola bottle.
Like a Nuka-Cola bottle. And it is full of rum.
And it was supposed to be a premium dark rum.
It was supposed to be, yeah, exactly. But then one of the people, one of the manufacturers, leaked a video, and it was just a plastic casing for what was a normal glass bottle of shitty rum. And so people lost their minds. Anyway, the other problem was that it was delayed from its original delivery date. Now, when pressed about this, Bethesda said that the reason they delayed it was because they didn't feel that the product lived up to the standard at which Bethesda was known for. At which I laughed my ass off, because at this point in time I was like, to be fair, it could be methyl alcohol that sends you blind when you drink it, and it would still be up to the standard that Bethesda holds. Sorry, there's a little bit of salt in there. Anyway, I tried. I really tried.
You tried to get past it. Couldn't work.
Then there was the leather jacket debacle that I don't know what they were thinking, to be honest. They decided to release a limited, like a special edition Fallout 76 jacket. Now, I don't know who's going to wear this thing, but it's
the
supposedly...
replies on Twitter were
amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Look, they deserved what they got, because it was the dumbest idea I've ever seen in my life. It's a bright blue leather jacket with a big yellow 76 on it. Who the fuck's going to wear that thing? Honestly. No one's going to wear it.
The reply...
What are you going to wear it with?
For those listening along, to get an idea of the replies, the majority of them featured a blue tarp.
Yeah, like there was people like putting like blue garbage bags on with like yellow leather
76 painted onto it kind of thing. Just saying, you know, because they're playing off this whole idea where, well, if canvas is nylon, then clearly leather is a garbage bag. So anyway, yep.
Let's get back to the game. So then there was a problem with item duping, which is where there was glitches where people could duplicate the items they had. Essentially, so there was people like running around with like millions of bobbleheads in their backpacks. And for those that don't know and haven't played the game, bobbleheads now actually give you buffs within the game. So there's like damage modifiers and stuff like that, right? To add a problem with this is they started duping rare weapons. And then people are selling them on eBay. So there's a whole bunch of problems with this. One, servers can't hold up to people carrying around millions of items in their backpacks. So the servers started crashing and people were having a shitty time in the game, especially when anyone sort of jumped in with these kind of numbers of items. On top of that, the in-game economy is completely ruined because the price of these things are ridiculous. So people can sell them for like ridiculous amounts of money, but it doesn't matter because they've got millions of the freaking things anyway. Then on top of that, there's a whole black market trade for rare weapons on eBay where you have to pay real money. You don't have to. You can pay real money to get some of these weapons. But once again, like people are charging like $3 for like a rare machine gun, even though they've got millions of the damn things. Right? to add on top of that problem, it was then discovered that the way that people gain these rare weapons was like in most Fallout games, and once again has never been a problem up until now in most Fallout games, is there is a secret room within the game that holds one of every single item in the game.
Yeah, I saw that. There's always been a secret room in every Fallout game, hasn't there?
Yeah, and the reason it's there is for development purposes. And I get that. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
The devs
to leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to leave it there or have it in a way that's accessible with impunity, like without impunity, is ridiculous in an online game. That's just, it's asking for trouble.
So there's people going in there. Cave or something that someone found out in the middle of the map.
Yeah,
they're all just sitting there in the cave.
Yeah. So there was that. Then there was the bobblehead glitch where people were like using a bobblehead, and so when you apply it, it works for X amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what they found is if you logged out before that timer ran out, when you log back in, the buff reset. Okay. So it goes for 2 hours. So at like an hour and 50 minutes, you log out, log back in, you get another 2 hours. So you can use the one bobblehead forever, as long as you keep logging out just before it runs out, kind of thing. So there was that. So it's at this point that Bethesda has a lot of angry people yelling at them to fix stuff. So of course they fix the duping issue. They fix things like banning players from who enter the secret room, even though that's completely ridiculous because, let's be honest, the people that are entering those rooms aren't using their real accounts anyway.
Exactly.
And then the fallout of that is they as fast as they fixed the duping method, people were finding other duping methods almost within hours of them fixing it. So there's multiple ways you can do this. So they fixed all these paths, and then eventually the last way they did it was so disruptive of the game. It was crashing servers and keep booting people out of games to the point where it was unplayable. It was at this point that everyone is pretty much on Bethesda's case to fix this problem because they couldn't play. Like, as soon as one person came in that wanted to dupe in your server, it would just crash it, and that would be the end of it for you. So they fixed this. Now, I don't know who's involved in Bethesda in fixing it, but for whatever reason, they decided that they would fix this glitch on an old version of the game. So when they implemented the fix, it reverted back to a version that was pre all the other hot fixes. So as fast as they fixed that, all the old duping glitches, all the other bobblehead features, all came back.
Yep.
So everyone started doing those again. So everyone all of a sudden realized that, hey, Bethesda doesn't actually know how to fix their shit properly. And even when they do, they're incompetent at doing it, kind of thing. Because essentially, and I can keep going. There's more.
Yeah.
There's deleting comments from
forums.
Sum it up look,
it's just been one big fail after another.
Yep, it's spiraling, and you know how you said like you believed it was going to be a good game in 12 months. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, it won't be. Like the economy's trashed.
Yeah.
And I think even Bethesda's reached a point where they're going to walk away from this game. I think they're literally going to walk away from this. So I don't know how they're going to fix it. With the economy so out of whack, I mean, they've got another fix in now where they're going to limit your pack weight to, I think, 1,500 pounds over your limit.
Yeah.
So that way, anyone that's got excessive amounts has to delete all their stuff. But even still, there's still a lot of people out there that will just have their packs full of rare items that have been duped, their most valuable items, so they can sell them on eBay.
Yeah, exactly.
And let's not get into the fact that is a completely illegal copyright infringement right there, kind of thing. That's just, but so and then their first DLC is going to be a PvP dedicated mode. That's what they're telling the community. They're dedicated to they're committed to bringing that out on time and it being a solid thing. Doesn't matter how solid it is. I'm not sure how they're going to do that when the game is so broken with people running around with there was another glitch, I forgot about this one, where you could modify the damage of your gun. So there was like people one-shotting Scorch Beasts.
Oh, God.
Like
just keeps going, doesn't it?
So how's the PvP mode going to be fair when someone can one-shot a Scorch Beast? They're going to burn you in half a second. It's literally going to, who drew first? He's the winner.
Well, screw it.
Let's
leave Fallout 76 there. I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Xbox One, original Xbox games.
Yep.
Can you see yourself dragging them back out and having another crack? Or is it pretty much just dependent on the game?
It really is dependent on the game because in 2018 I did it once. I did it with Black.
I'm going to give it a crack next month because the Xbox games with gold, of course, have been released. We have Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, Super Bomberman R, Assassin's Creed Rogue, and Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, which is an original Xbox game. Other than that, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, never heard of it. Super Bomberman, I think you need to, from memory, you need to be borderline insane to play that game. And Assassin's Creed Rogue, well, that's just Assassin's Creed to me. But what do you think of the games of gold for Feb?
Well, I've downloaded all of them so far because I've downloaded Rogue, I've downloaded WRC6. Deb downloaded Chasing the Sun. She wanted to have a crack at that. Look,
they're from last month, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I will probably do the same with these ones.
Mm-hmm.
Look, like I said, I've already got two. I've already got the ones that were available at the beginning of this month. So,
which I think is Bloodstained and Assassin's Creed.
I downloaded them this morning, so I thought WRC6 was...
No, WRC6 last month.
Really?
Yep.
And they must have changed...
No, because like the 15th to 15th.
Oh, of course. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. But yeah, I've already picked up Rogue. So I think Rogue was obviously the first one that's come out.
Cool.
Mainly because if I have time, I'll probably play it. Because, to be fair, it's actually the spin-off of my favorite Assassin's Creed, which was White Flag.
Yeah.
Because I love the pirate thing. The pirate thing was awesome.
You just love the shanties, that's all it was.
I won't lie, I do. But sorry, there was one. What was one? The Jedi one. I assume that's why you're going to crack out the original OG Xbox one.
That's why it's sort of like the only game I ever actually played on the OG Xbox, shame on me, was Halo.
Yeah, right. So I actually lied. I did it twice last year.
Yeah,
and it was for a Game Pass game that was actually an Xbox original game, and it reminds me because it was Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah.
Which is touted as one of the better Star Wars games of that era.
I just can't get around them graphically. It just does my head in.
You're gonna struggle with that one then.
Oh, I know.
All the
old, but
as much as they upscale them, like they're rough.
They're still 10, 12 years old. Yeah.
And the game, they're not changing the gameplay, and the the mechanics are clunky. They weren't back then. They were but compared to today, they're clunky.
Yep.
So.
All right, mate. Would you want to fill us in on the Titanfall rumor that's floating around? By the time this goes live, actually, well, it
won't be a rumor.
It's not really a rumor anymore. Anyway, it was sort of like, details coming tomorrow.
Yep.
And Titanfall's getting a free-to-play battle royale.
It totally is. It's free to play and it's a battle royale.
And what did you tell me before we started? You told me what it's aiming to be like.
Yeah, so I got a few details here. So battle royale, free to play. It's called Apex Legends. It's set within the Titanfall universe. Now, there's a reason I say that. It will feel different, and from what I've gleaned, it's going to be based more around the pilots than it is around the Titans. I don't know how that's going to work. It's 3v3.
That works for a quick jump in from me. G'day to Skrill, who's joined us online in the live chat. He's put on there that he can't wait to floss in a mech suit. I don't think that the mechs
I'm not
are
sure
actually,
you're going to get that opportunity. No.
Yeah, I don't think the mechs are actually involved in this one.
The mechs aren't involved. It's a 3v3 team, and they're touting it as a crossover between Blackout and Rainbow Six Siege.
Yes.
Which is the bit that you
Sign me
pricked
up.
your ears up and went, ooh. Look, it's free. Sign me up. I'll give it a crack.
Mm-hmm.
I did get a bit on the microtransactions as well. Obviously, being a free game, they're gonna be there, and I'm okay with that because it's free.
Mm-hmm.
It is cosmetic and in-game currency.
Yes,
that's pretty much what it's going to be aimed at. Obviously, buying different gear and stuff like that.
I dare say there'll be like a battle pass thing, like most free-to-play battle royals have been
exactly.
going.
Yep. Look, it's going to be interesting to see because look, it's got a point of difference. It's mechs, but apparently they're not there, so it's going to have to work hard to stand out and be something special within this generation of battle royales because there's a lot of them, and it's another one. At the moment I can say that it's just another one. What's going to make it different and special, we're yet to see. So, but tomorrow from recording,
which will be Tuesday,
they'll do a full announcement, so we'll get to see all the different bits and pieces. So by the time you hear this, there's a good chance that you probably already know more about it than we do. But if you don't, I suggest you head over to YouTube or wherever you like to watch trailers and shit like that. That's.
Or if it's available,
it'll be there.
We'll be playing it at some stage.
Actually, that's the other thing. When it's announced, so it'll actually be available tomorrow. So there's a good chance you might have played it before now. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome. Well, I've got some PS5 rumour.
Haha.
A patent has been filed in Japan by Sony that suggests that the PS5 could have the potential to run software from legacy devices, i.e. backwards compatibility. So backwards compatibility, there's been a bit of an issue with that, with the Sony stuff, because each Sony system has been completely different from everything else. Whereas the Microsoft stuff runs, a Microsoft-based system, the Sony one, for whatever reason, whether it be the chipset or the internals, because they've been so vastly different from previously, they just haven't been able to work out the backwards compatibility properly. So we got a bit of it with the PS3, but the PS4, I don't think it plays anything backwards compat. It doesn't. I think the 3 played. Was it PS1 games? I think.
I know 2 played 1.
Yeah, 2 played 1 because they were very similar. But 3,
I think 3 was the first one that didn't play back.
No, there was a run at the start, the 60 gig consoles, but a lot of them, they were just plagued with problems. But anyway, so this is a bit of a rumor. It is a patent that's filed. It could be for the PS5. It could be for something down the track. It could be for something that's going along the ways that Microsoft are talking about an online only, like a digital only system. We don't know. It's just a patent that's been filed at the moment, but fingers crossed. For all those people that like backwards compatibility. I myself, meh. I look at it as I played it when it was new, so I don't need to play it again. All right, EA loot boxes. Seeing as though we love EA,
yeah,
we love loot boxes. And we love some of the underhanded tactics that go into making those or making those loot boxes available. What is this latest debacle?
All right, so the lovely country Belgium has decided that loot boxes. They do. They also make laws about loot boxes, and they've banned them straight out. So the discussion we had, it was towards the end of last year. I brought up a point of the dev community, the head of dev community turning around saying, if we don't do something soon, legislators are going to beat us to the punch. If we don't start self-regulating, they're going to regulate us. Well, guess what? That day's come. The regulators are regulating them. And Belgium has said loot boxes are illegal. They're not allowed to be in games. Can't have them. The studies have said that just like gambling, loot boxes are addictive.
Yeah.
They've just said it's not even about kids. It's just about the fact that buying loot boxes is an addiction. It can be addictive, just as much as gambling is addictive. It's the same chemical, mental stimulation that is in gambling, and that's what they're running off. And so they've done it. Well, problem with EA is that their FIFA game runs the Ultimate Team system where you get points now. You can earn them in game to spend on stuff that alters your ability to play.
Predominantly the packs, isn't it?
Yeah, the packs. You open up the packs and they give you more stuff to help you win and make you better and all that jazz. Well, up until now, everyone's been able to buy loot boxes to get these points. The fact that Belgium has made it legal means that, and initially, EA turned around and said no, and just went about their merry way. At the same time, turned around and said that not having loot boxes in their games, the same way they did with Star Wars Battlefront, as they did here, turned around and said that that wouldn't affect their profits. But why, if it wasn't going to affect their profits, why would they refuse to abide by the law? That's a good question. People need to ask that one. I'm sure we all know the answer, because it's a crock of shit. So they refused, and Belgium has pretty much put them under criminal charges. So that's being investigated. In the meantime, EA have backed down. They've said they've removed that section of the game from players within Belgium if they have points already in their game that they own. They will be able to still spend them, but they will not be able to buy any more.
Be interesting to see. Yeah, interesting to see where it goes.
Interesting thing, because I mean, to turn around and say that it's not going to hurt their profit margins, that's an entire country that they're now not earning money from in that system. And from what I can tell, like, I haven't played it, but from what I've seen and from what I've heard, it's a pretty scavenging kind of system. Like they make a lot of money off
full on.
Yeah, there's a lot of money made out of that.
A lot of times when you hear about kids that have spent hundreds of dollars on their parents' credit cards and a lot of that sort of stuff, it is FIFA Ultimate Team.
Yep. It's
buying those card packs, and because you don't know what's in it, that's where the gamble is, and that's where the likening comes from it. If you were buying something that was just, I'm buying Ronaldo, or, sorry, I'm not really clash up with football, but if you were just buying that player, the best players in the world, everyone would buy, so it would kind of dilute the whole system, but it takes away that gambling side of it, and it just becomes problematic, with a whole lot of other systems. So I'll be very interested to see where it goes, and to see how wide it actually spreads too, because yes, Belgium's a bit conservative compared to a lot of countries that would have a big population of people gaming.
Yep.
But
Well,
it's very easily spread.
Well, it's already starting in the US. Washington and Hawaii are already already in the process of creating legislation around it.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is, like, they're not exactly hard-nosed states.
No.
There's 52 states in America. They will all have their own legislation on this. This has the potential to ruin EA. I don't say that lightly. Like, we're talking about this is their main money maker. FIFA Ultimate Team is their main money maker. Let's not make any bones about that.
It's a massive
now an
portfolio.
entire country is not allowed to have that in their game. To say that shareholders in EA are going to be like, hey, that's good for business.
Australia will follow suit.
And look, there's countries that it's not. They may be the first, but they won't be the last. I tell you right now. Look, they're going to have to work something out pretty quick. And I hope that they clean up their act and go, all right, let's be rid of this. I don't get it. I'm paying full price for a game. Why am I then paying more money?
I honestly think that if it goes much further, the whole FIFA Ultimate Team, that whole segment will just be closed down.
Yeah, and if that happens, I tell you right now, games like Anthem are going to be the ones that suffer the most.
Yeah,
like I said, if they're not making the dollars, EA's already proven if the game doesn't make dollars, it drops it like hot potato.
Yep.
So that's like I said, that's one of my worries about Anthem. I love that game, and once again, like we're talking about Titanfall, it's another. But maybe this is the thing that picks up EA, is Titanfall, this free to play microtransaction based game.
Yeah, fingers crossed anyway.
Might be.
Fingers crossed it all works out for them.
Yeah, could be their fortnight.
EA, you know what? For all the negativity that EA cops, we need EA.
Oh,
Matter, it does not matter if we play a game that's branded EA or not. We need them. We as a gaming community need someone like EA out there.
Yep.
You know, just because they are the powerhouse, they are, you know, one of the companies that people are striving to get themselves noticed by. You know, it's something we need. So hopefully, you know, they sort of pull things back in a line and keep moving forward. But mate, I've got the PS Plus games for February now as well.
Well, there you go.
Now,
what do we got?
Well, I've got to be honest, man. I'm a bit meh about them. So, only let me put a put a border around that and just say I am. These games in themselves are very good in their own right. It's just, to me, there's very little. Actually, there's no appeal. The only appeal that I've got is that online storage has now been bumped from 10 gig up to 100 gig. Because I was getting close. So my online storage is get bumped up. But for the PS Plus games, we've got For Honor and the entire first season of Hitman. Which, For Honor, not for me. Hitman, I've never really gotten into a Hitman game, so it's neither here nor there. On the PS3, we've got Dive Kick, which I believe is cross-play. And we've got Metal Gear Solid 4. And then for the Vita, and I believe these are both cross-play with the PS4 as well, is Gunhouse and Rogue Aces. Now, yeah, I've not heard of them. I'll give them a crack. Cause,
and it's on a Vita. Who cares?
Yeah, well, you can play them on the PS4, so I usually give them a crack just to have a look at them, unless they're that 8-bitty style. I'm not a fan of that. But the big thing is the online storage has been bumped up. Now, the reason for it to be bumped up, this is actually the last month that we're getting PS3 and Vita games. So coming next month, it's going to be PS4 only. What it's going to be on PS4, if we're getting Extra 1 or Extra 2 or what, I don't know. But
don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I think we'll get one at least. But what my thinking will be is it'll be the two like we're getting now, which are PS4 games, and then we'll get one of the Vita games or one of the PS3 that can be played on the PS4 as well.
Yeah, right.
That they've ported across.
Yeah, sure.
So something like that. That's my prediction anyway for it.
Yeah, it's probably a good call.
So like I said, they're games that are really good in their own right. Dive Kick, as far as I've been told, is okay. Metal Gear Solid 4, it was awesome, but it's only playable on the PS3, and my PS3, I can't play it anymore. It's too much. Even the controller's annoying. For Honor, Hitman, take it or leave it. Enjoy it or not. Mate, last bit of news from you is the exclusivity deal that has caused no end of stress, and it's going to continue to cause it and continue to cause problems. It's the exclusivity deal of Metro Exodus.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about that, mate?
All right. Pat Snoogs just said Metro Exodus has signed an exclusivity deal with Epic Games for PC. Now, that in itself isn't exactly a terrible thing necessarily. Exclusivity deals happen all the time.
And it is only for 12 months, isn't it?
Yeah, it is only for 12 months. So after the first 12 months, it'll be available on Steam and wherever else you get your download your PC games.
Mm-hmm.
The problem being is that it has spent a lot of time promoting itself and showing itself on Steam.
Yep.
There's pre-orders been taken on Steam, which they have come back and said when they announced this, they said they will honor any prior pre-order that's been made through Steam.
Mm-hmm.
However, they won't be taking any more now that the deal's signed.
Yep.
Now, this kind of got the PC community in a bit of an uproar. As you can imagine, there's a lot of people who are like, well, I don't want to download the Epic Game Launcher just so I can play your game. I'm not going to play your game, or at least I'm not going to play for 12 months. There's a whole bunch of reasons behind that. It's not just about having another launcher or the fact that your library's on Steam, or those are genuine reasons. But there's also, there's the review system on Epic Games isn't as robust as what's on Steam. At least that's what people believe. I'm not a PC person, so I don't know. Anyway, in the furor of all this, one of the devs commented back and said that he said a lot, probably a lot that he shouldn't have said. Talked about, how he thought that
it was
people...
emotional response, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. He was talking about how much hard work and effort he put into the game, and he thought it was a bit cruel that people didn't think that all that time and effort he put in wasn't worth the small amount of what he said was the small amount of time to download the launcher. He also made some comments around the fact that the people that are complaining were the people that weren't going to buy and play his game anyway, and that the people that were complaining he wasn't going to listen to. And then he went on and really went off the reservation and said, look, if PC players boycott it, then devs will have no reason to continue making PC content.
Exactly. I
The
think
PC
he was
community.
Wills in his rights.
Well, as him, a single person, no, not really.
No, well, that's the thing. Him as a single person, 100%. Him as a figure for the Metro games, probably not.
And that was kind of what he was selling himself as at the time.
Yeah.
Now, the way he worded it, that's actually a reasonable thing to speculate on.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how the community took it. The community took it as a threat that, if we boycott it, you're just not going to make shit for us anymore. It was a threat, Now, fast forward a couple of days later, there was an announcement from who's it? Cock Gaming and Silver. What are they called? Silver. Deep Silver. That's right.
Deep Silver.
Come back and said, look, the post was of a single dev for the Metro team. It was not the view of Koch Gaming or Deep Silver, and the decision to do this deal was nothing to do with the team.
Mm-hmm.
It was purely Koch Gaming and Deep Silver's decision. He had no right to say that we weren't going to make content for the PC. That's purely a decision for us,
It's all
and we're
personal
not.
opinion,
Yeah, that's all his personal opinion and all that jazz. And so they were just in damage control, right?
Well,
I don't believe that this guy got any more reprimanded than just probably stay off.
Yeah, stay off Twitter for a few days.
Stay off Twitter for a few days, and shut up. And,
shut up.
You know what? You can thank us because we're about to dig you out of a hole, motherfucker. But yeah, look, he probably got a rap on the knuckles. But as far as I know, nothing else has happened with the dude. And look, he's the dev. He's put all the hard work in. He's seen all this furor, and it's over a situation
he had no control
he himself.
Or the devs themselves had no control over. Well, Squirrels put up a good bit of info in the chat. He thinks it's great, Squirrel. Devs getting more of their profit margins, which means they can put more back into their games, which is true. Epic is only taking something like 12%.
Yeah.
Which is quite substantially cheaper than what Steam was doing.
Yes.
So there is that whole theory that they can put more back into their games, which is, it's fantastic if that's the way it works. One other thing I wanted to put forward for it was that when a lot of this started to blow up, the reaction of the community on Steam. Now, what they went and did was they review bombed the previous Metro games. So, what I mean by review bombing is that they went and put negative reviews on the old Metro games. It wasn't just one or two; it was hundreds that went and bombed these reviews. So it's trying to get their point across. And look, I understand it. I'm personally not a fan of the Epic launcher. I think it's got a long way to go. Especially when you compare it to the ease of use that Steam is, they're both very similar. They both don't use too much in the way of resources, and it's just that I don't find Epic to be as stable. I suppose probably the best way to put it, but they'll get there. It is only relatively new, and I think it's just to watch this space as it sort of moves forward and goes on. And Kaz has joined us. G'day, Kaz. He doesn't find Epic to be as epic.
Look,
this is true.
Like I said, I'm not a PC gamer, so it's irrelevant to me. But from my point of view, I mean, you need Epic because Epic creates competition, right? And competition is good for the consumer, right? That's obvious, right? I don't know what the foul is with downloading another launcher. Clearly, there is.
It's more about using the resources.
Yeah, look, I get that,
and the fact that you've got you're buying from two different areas. You've got two different things running. You can at the moment I've got Discord running and Steam, and you've then got the Epic launcher on top of that. I've got Origin, the Battle.net. There's a lot of launches out there, and it's just becoming really frustrating that every time you try and play something else, you've got to launch something else.
Look, unless you're going to play a game on it, I don't know why you just don't shut it down, I guess. But anyway, I'm not a big fan of exclusivity deals either, but look, they inject money into a company that allows them to do, let's be honest, the exclusivity deal that Bungie did with Sony has probably got them further than where they would have been otherwise. And I can't imagine what a hot mess Destiny would have been without it. So, look, there's sometimes a necessary evil. So,
yeah.
And I'm going to suggest that that's where Epic's at. They need something to help give them traction.
Yeah.
So they can be better, and they need money to make themselves better. So, anyway.
Well, that's pretty much it, mate. That's all our bits and pieces that we've got. Let's jump into some last words. Now, I can't recall if before we started that I spoke to you about last words. Anyway,
Probably not.
I've got a bit of a shout out.
Okay.
Bit of a shout out. So we've had floating around in the background for a little while the Agents of Age. Now, obviously, the Aussie Gamers Experience and the Aussie Gamers Express prior to that was always Age. So we've got our agents as well. So these are our core group that, you know, they're always there. They're always around. And I wanted to give a bit of a shout out because it's not something that we've done in an official capacity before. So a quick shout out to Azrael, Kaza, Martikins, Officer Ling, Radicus, Reprimir, Rusky Big Musky, Skrill, and Uncle Chunt. They are our official Agents of Age over on the Discord channel. According to Kaz, they are all fun and very much underrated. Definitely, mate. And especially some of the weird and wonderful shit that you put in this chat. It's absolutely brilliant. So,
he was talking about Lego games, but yeah, let's.
There you go.
Across.
All right, well, I didn't see that bit. That carries.
They are underrated.
Both do work.
And they are fun. So.
Exactly. So the big question, mate, how do you become an Agent of Age? Well, really, it's all about interactivity. We all like talking, as you can probably understand by the fact that I haven't shut up for an hour and a half. And we just want you to come along and enjoy the experience with us. So all you have to do really is join our Discord. That's probably the easiest way to do it, and just be active on there, or be active over on the website and Facebook page, all that sort of stuff, and just let us know, hey, I want to become an Agent of Age. We'll take it from there and move forward. So that's that for the shout out.
I have one.
You do have one as well?
Yeah, I do have one. I want to give a shout out to a guy that's on my Xbox friends list called Mr. Sainsbury.
Mm-hmm.
That's his gamer tag. Now, I have a couple of things that I need to shout him out for. He's the original reason that I got started in Twitter and Instagram doing my Forza stuff, because he was one of my original fans of what I did before I was putting stuff on social media, and he's the reason that I got into it. So this is the first shout out. But I was just looking through my feed on Xbox, and I noticed that his number plate on Forza is Drift 365, which I think is really cool, because that's one of the liveries I do, and that's how much he likes my stuff. He could put his own name on there or whatever, but he decided to put my shit on his number plate, and I think that's really cool, so he needs a shout out for that. So thank you, buddy. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for pushing me. Thank you for just being a cool dude. So
awesome.
Thank you.
No worries. Well, one thing that we're doing with the last words is just giving a bit of a shout out to everyone, giving a bit of heads up for what we've got in the pipeline. And one of those things is Lucas and That Other Show. You know, that other show floating around.
Yeah, I know. It's around there somewhere.
It's floating, you know. 20 minutes of Lucas babbling on. I really feel like when I'm listening to it that I should have a cigar and a scotch. It kind of feels like that sort of thing, especially the music, you know. It's
classy.
It's very classy.
It's classy.
I think that's what we need. So make sure everyone keeps an eye out for that, or an ear out, or whatever out. Lucas posts up. There is That Other Show on Apple Podcasts, and everything goes up on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all the usual places. Other things to keep an eye out for, I will be streaming this weekend. I will be streaming the Division 2 beta.
Ooh.
And it's coming. I cannot wait. By the time
so are you, by the sounds of it.
I'm going to enjoy it. So that'll be some streaming. Also, keep an eye out for that. The details go up on the page whenever I go live.
Should be fun.
Should be fun. All right, mate. That's it. Any other last words you want to throw in there?
Nah, I'm pretty unprepared this week for the last words.
Yeah.
I was too busy just wanting to get started, not ending. So, look, how about let's a big hoorah for 2019. Let's see where we go with this. And
yeah, 2019, a big one.
this is a big one.
Indeed.
Let's rock it.
Let's get her done.
Let's get it done.
All
you know,
right.
someone did a joke the other day. Sorry, I'm going to digress. It's last words we tend to.
We tend to.
So, you know, the phrase "get it done," right? So someone equated that to Fozzie Bear's "Waka Waka Waka." I'm trying to remember who the comedian was, but it doesn't matter. Either way, he said that it's like even when you joke bombs, there's comedians that have those lines that they can just say and they instantly get a laugh regardless of how bad or good the joke is. And so get it done is essentially the same thing as Waka Waka Waka. They relate to each other. Anyway, now I've wasted that 5 minutes. Done. Bit of useless information.
Bit of information to round out the show. Why not?
Yeah, look, the more you know.
Alrighty, well that's it for the show, for the first show of 2019. Thank you very much to everyone that has listened, and especially those that are still listening this far along. A special thanks to Kaz and Squirrel chatting away while we record the show. Kaz got me before with one of the things that he posted up in there. Thanks to yourself, Greg, and a shout out to poor sick Rem in the background as well for joining me this week.
Yeah, look, I'm here.
You're here.
I love it.
A shout out as well to Lucas for all the editing that he does to make sure that the show actually sounds good and I don't sound like I dribble on too much. To all of our listeners, feel free to continue any of the topics we have discussed on the show on our Facebook page or over on the Discord channel to get in touch with us directly, because we want to hear your feedback. We want to hear what you think, and we like to hear what your tips and what sort of stuff you want to hear on the show. Shoot us an email, info@agexp.com.
Editing, Lucas here again. Very good show, guys. Just a quick correction. The email is info@theagexp.com. But there are links in the show notes or description down below, up above, left, right, wherever it is that you're listening to this show. Thanks a lot for listening. Back to the guys to finish it off.
Don't forget to leave us a review. That's probably the easiest way to help us grow, you know. Everything's about word of mouth. Leave us a review. You don't have to type anything. Hit however many stars you think. Comment if you like. You can do it on any of your preferred platforms. It all comes through to us. The links for everything that we've talked about are in the podcast show notes and description, down below, up above, wherever it goes. That's all from me. Until next week, I am Snoogs.
I've been Grejio.
Toodaloo.
Peace.
Whew. Okay, that's the end of this week's podcast. And if you found yourself shouting at your speakers in disgust or maybe even in pleasure, make your way over to our Discord server and make a comment in the appropriate channel. Failing that, you can also have your say over on our Facebook page, or you can just tweet at us. Searching for the Aussie Gamers Experience will usually lead you in the right direction, but you could just use the set of links that are in the show description. This podcast is available through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and plenty more. Thank you very much for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode of the official podcast of the Aussie Gamers Experience.
What was that, cat?
What?
Mad cat. Just I went, peace. And then the cat came up and went,
The cat wanted a bit, did it?
Clearly.
Just wanted to be in the show as well.
She's like, I want to be in it. So.
Here you go. I've got, because I'm still recording, And to Skrill and Kaz and yourself, I've got another dad joke for you.
Oh, yeah?
What's the opposite of Sprite?
Oh,
No, Kaz, it's not.
I feel like I should know this. I get this feeling
how well you know me, you should know this, yeah.
Yeah, I get this feeling like as soon as I hear it, I'm going to go, of course.
It's spleft.
Spleft. Fucking, yep. God damn it. As soon as you said, oh, fucking yep.